Previously, in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party was attacked by a small patrol of spectators, horrid beholderkin with a penchant for destruction. The party had some difficulty with the conditions the spectators inflicted, namely paralysis and fear, and matters were complicated as the massive boulder that had previously careened into the room began to float and take on the visage of a beholder. Fortunately, the party defeated the spectators and revealed the beholder as an illusion, yet another prank pulled by the Mad Mage. Afterwards, the party was able to collect themselves and explore past the boulder trap, finding what they deemed to be a torture room. Beyond that, they found a small study that seemed to have suffered from a fire. There, Ezrah discovered a spellbook, and Matashtai decided not to rifle through a set of funerary urns. From there, the party headed back to Halastron's room and then headed east, into the Mad Mage's menagerie. There they found some petrified frog folk and decided to take the opportunity to use the power of the caryatids on them. The first bullywug they unpetrified was named Cass, and Matashtai used his connection with his quarry spirit Vilena to communicate with the frog person. Cass was hesitant, but having limited options, decided to trust the party. As the party continued to unpetrify Cass's allies and give them water, the bullywugs became more and more relaxed around the party, though they did not understand their motives. Eventually, the 4 bullywugs were all revived, and the party was able to exchange information with them. The bullywugs were from a place they believed to be lower in the dungeon, and they had been frog-napped by a crazed magician that the party identified as Halaster. Eventually, the party decided they had discussed as much as they could, and Matashtai gave the bullywugs what supplies he could, and then the party gave them directions to the next floor of the dungeon. Afterwards, the party continued to explore the menagerie, finding a whole host of other creatures, both humanoid and not. They attempted to unpetrify a Kinku, but found that the caryatids had a limit of 4 unpetrifications per day. Alright, at the end of the menagerie, they found a young man holding a wooden box, which upon inspection had nothing in it. They replaced the box, and Matashtai noted that he would like to return periodically and unpetrify people when able. From there, the party decided it would be best to finish up exploring the arcane chambers before heading down below. They returned to the long, red-lit hallway where they had seen the ballista. Ezrah decided to cast haste on Matt and Bones, hoping the increased speed and agility would allow them to avoid any traps. As the two of them raced down the long hall, the ballista came to life, firing magical bolts of flames towards them. The impact of these bolts was incredibly dangerous, but thanks to the haste effect, Bones and Matt were able to cover the distance so quickly that the ballista only got 1 clear shot off each. The ensuing battle was intense, but partway through, Matashtai discovered how unstable the animated ballista were, and was able to flip them over, after which it was relatively simple to dispose of them. The party rested for a short time afterwards in order to tend their wounds, but eventually headed into the doors the ballista had been guarding. Beyond, they found what amounted to an ancient dwarven tap room, with a few copper mugs still hanging from dwarven carvings. The party took some of these mugs, and unfortunately found only caustic acid remained on tap. Heading further west, the party found warning that the areas beyond were restricted to brewers only. In the next room, they found immense stone vats and pipework, an ancient dwarven brewery. They explored around, and Ezrah was able to trace the pipe that had spewed acid back to one vat in particular. Deciding to investigate, the party took up cautious stances and had Ashes climb up the vat to open the top. As he unscrewed the cap, it burst open, and from out of the vat lifted up an undead beholder. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.